Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number, I think, 4 of Start Bench Cut, where y'all give me suggestions on who I should rank between start, bench, or cut. It's actually episode 5. I haven't done an episode in a couple weeks, so I apologize for that. I'll try to be a little more consistent, try to do these weekly if I can. But we have a few different options here. My boy PJ gave me some a little bit throwback options. We will go through them though. Might as well. These cards are like good for salary cap at this point, and some of the cheaper cards anyway. And then we got a bunch of newer options as well to go through. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 16,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. We got a lot to get to. Don't want to waste too much time. Gonna go pretty quick on a lot of these, especially older ones. But for you, PJ, I got you. I'm gonna answer your questions. Draymond, Sean, Bam, Sean Kemp, and then Ruby Giannis. For me personally, my favorite out of all these cards was probably at the 4. I liked Amethyst Sean Kemp the most. At the 5, I liked probably Bam the most out of all these guys, but honestly Sean Marion, I mean, he's the only one who could play the 3, but I think I would have taken Kemp over him at the 4. So for me, I'd probably go start Bam, bench Sean, cut the rest of them. Probably would take Sean over Draymond. I would say that. And then Giannis is better at the 5 at this point, especially the Ruby. Can't really shoot at the 4, but 59 3 ball, I mean, I guess he can hit at the 5. But hopefully that answers your question, I guess. These are a little easier because there's only 3 cards. Start, bench, cut, T-Mac, Dr. J, Bowen. I'm going to be honest, right now, T-Mac does not play any defense. He has no defensive badges. That is not going to work. Dr. J, he has some defensive badges, and he has a lot more shot creation ability than Bruce Bowen. Bruce Bowen is the defensive, by far the best defensive of these 3, but offensively, all he does is shoot. I would start Dr. J, bench Bowen, and cut T-Mac at this point, though, because at least Bowen can hold his own defensively. T-Mac doesn't do much at all on that end, and while offensively, he's still fine, he's not great, and defensively he's awful. Then we have Amethyst, Hakeem, Ben Wallace, and Marc Gasol. Hakeem can't really shoot. Ben Wallace can't shoot at all. Marc Gasol can shoot, but has 40 speed. So honestly, like, he does have half anchor and 40 speed, but he can hit an open 3. 40 speed is so slow, though. It's all depends on what you want. I think you probably start Mark, bench Hakeem, cut Ben Wallace, probably, because Ben Wallace is like 6'9" with a not very great player build. That's the other thing about him. Like, not a big fan. So yeah. Hopefully those answer your questions, PJ. Sorry that I didn't go into super deep detail, but here we go. D-Rob, Pink Diamond, Hakeem, and then Kareem. For me, I like D-Rob the best, and then Hakeem the second best of all the centers in the game. Kareem is probably my 3rd favorite center, but I do think I have him behind both D-Rob and Hakeem. I think they're both just more consistent as jump shooters. That's the biggest thing that separates them. Kareem might even be the best of all of them on the interior, but I want the consistent jump shooting. For my personal play style, I'm starting D-Rob, benching Hakeem, cutting Kareem at center, in my opinion. Shooting guard, Kawhi, Jimmy, Artest, and PG. That's tough. These 4 guys are all elite. I'll say this. All 4 of these guys at shooting guard or small forward are great options. Elite defensive guys who are capable offensively with good releases and capable slashers. Different levels of playmaking ability. I would probably start a fully badged Jimmy. If you have a Jimmy that has limitless range added and some of the other badges he's missing, even if it's just gold, you badge him up, then I think Jimmy is the best in this group. And if you do have Jimmy, I would assume you probably want to maximize him, so I would definitely do that. So Jimmy would be my selection for starting, and then bench probably Kawhi, just because he's a little bigger than Artest. They're basically the same card. Kawhi is just a little larger, so I'd probably bench Kawhi, cut Artest, and then PG is probably 4th, but I still really like that PG card. I still think he can compete at a competitive level. All these guys are great, but I probably go Jimmy, Kawhi, Artest, then PG. And then PG, we got Harden, Shea, or Booker. I think Booker is the best point guard in the game if you know how to use him, but I will say with the way that 3 hunting is in the game right now, he's not as good as he would have been a month ago, or I guess I should say 2 months ago in Season 1. Harden is the worst of these 3. He's the only one without clamps. SGA does not have clamps on the base card, but if you have SGA at this point, you should have him fully badged out, considering he was the Season 2 Unlimited award, and he is probably the most complete badge-wise of the 3 of these guys, especially when he is fully badged up. But I would start Booker, bench SGA, cut Harden, probably. Although with Kobe coming out tomorrow, it becomes a little bit closer. You could argue start SGA, but probably Booker, SGA, Harden is still what I'd go with. At the 3, we got Amethyst, Kawhi, AK, and Beasley. You got SGA, Roy, and then you're wondering who to put at the 3 with Chet and Kareem. With this bench, it's definitely Kirilenko or Kawhi, honestly. As much as Beasley's a really good player, if you're ranking them as cards, I'm probably starting Beasley, benching AK, cutting Kawhi. just because how good Beasley is offensively. But with the way your lineup is personally, you have offense with SGA, you have offense with B-Roy. Both those guys are capable defenders, but not incredible. You could really use a lock. Michael Beasley doesn't give you that at all. I would 100% use AK personally. I like the size over Kawhi. I think he's better on the interior than Amethyst Kawhi. I think he's more versatile. I like him better personally. That would be my recommendation. But if you want to use Kawhi, I understand that. For your lineup, I'm probably using AK, but overall, I'm probably going to start Beasley, bench AK, cut Kawhi in most situations. Cal has power forward Anthony Davis, Diamond, and Giannis, and KG. That one's tough. AD is the only one without clamps, but he's also the best shooter of the group. He has the best release of any of these guys, but he is probably the worst defensive guy on the perimeter of any of them. Giannis is the most versatile defensive card. KG, probably the most, no. Giannis is starting because he's just the most complete, I think, even without the shooting ability to be quite as good. Off the bench, I'm going KG because of the ability to get every badge, and then AD, despite having the best release, is probably who I'm cutting because of the lack of perimeter defense. Not having the clamps badge and not being able to get it. Not being able to get every badge upgraded, whereas both of these guys can. Those are probably the reasons that I would hold him back a little bit. Now, we got a bunch more to get to. I may not get to all of these, but I'm going to try to get to most of them. Booker, Drew, Penny. Start Booker, bench Drew, cut Penny. Personally, that one's pretty easy. Drew defensively is awesome, but I think Book's the best point guard. Penny is worse than both of those guys, in my opinion, by not a lot, but a little bit. Jimmy, Kawhi, and Artest. That one, I mean, we got to it earlier. I'd still go Jimmy, Kawhi, and Artest in that order. That's how I ranked it with this one up here earlier. Hakeem, Giannis, KG. That one's tough. At the 5, I'm probably going Giannis, Hakeem, KG. At the 4, I'm probably going Giannis, Hakeem, KG. Probably, I don't know. I think I go Giannis, Hakeem, KG. Regardless, start Giannis, bench Hakeem, cut KG. I just like. I think KG doesn't have that good of a release. Giannis doesn't either. Giannis is so good as a playmaker, and neither of those guys are. I think he's the starter of those 3. Ron, Jimmy, Kawhi at the 2. Again, we've kind of done this one already. It's the same one as this one actually. It's start Jimmy, bench Kawhi, cut Ron. Penny, Drew, and Westbrook. I already had Drew over Penny. I think I have Penny over Westbrook, though, because he's 6'7". Westbrook a better shot creator, but Penny with better size, a little more versatile. Drew, the best defender of the 3, and he's really good offensively, too. I'm a big fan of him, and he's listed at 6'5", which is pretty big for a Drew Holiday card. I feel like in past 2Ks, he's been like 6'3", 6'4". So 6'5" is pretty good for Drew. As a whole, start Drew, bench Penny, cut Westbrook. Russ, Halliburton, SGA. Start SGA for sure. He's the best of these 3 pretty easily. The biggest of the 3 and the most complete badge-wise when he's badged up. Russ is really good. Halliburton's moves really well, but he's not as good defensively as Russ, and his release is super baited. I really, really like Halliburton offensively, and I really wish that he had a better release, but unfortunately, I'm starting SGA, benching Russ, and cutting Tyrese Halliburton. Dang, Kawhi, and Gay. Starting Kawhi, benching Luol, cutting Rudy Gay simply because he's the worst defender of the 3. I'm assuming this is at the small forward position. Kawhi is the best defender of the 3 in my opinion, although Luol is also very good. Both of them have great releases. Both of them very good shot creators. Pretty similar cards, honestly. I think Kawhi is a little better, but it's pretty dang close. Rod, Kawhi, and PG. Starting Kawhi, benching Rod, cutting PG. We've basically already done that one. John Paul says PD, Giannis, Anthony Davis, or Hakeem at power forward. Probably starting Giannis, benching Hakeem, cutting AD. Hakeem's ability to get every badge is really nice. Giannis is just Giannis, and again, the shot creation is there at the level that neither of those 2 guys can match. And then AD not having clamps is frustrating at power forward, especially when you get matched up against more of the perimeter guys. You get blown by it. Can be really annoying. And then finally, Dang, Tatum, and Odom at small forward. I would start Dang. He's the best defensively of the 3, and I think that's the most valuable aspect of small forward for the most part, in most situations anyway. And he's also got a really good release. Tatum's a really good all-around card, but limited as a shot creator. Odom is big with a nice release, but not super duper complete badge-wise, and not OD great stat-wise either. Probably starting Dang, benching Tatum, cutting Odom, but Tatum and Odom are real close. Definitely starting Odom, or Dang, though, I will say that. And that is every single suggestion for today's video. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree with my takes, and if there's any other trio that y'all like me to start bench cut, feel free to leave a comment and I'll let y'all know. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.